Good morning, guys. Today, we're gonna take a look at this camera. This is Rollei Magic 1. It's made by Rollei from 1960 to 1962. I think they only made it for 2 years for like 25,000 units, I think. I feel like this is a Rollei's attempt to make a point and shoot medium format camera, which is kind of neat. For the longest time, to be honest with you, I just found the meter like these are ugly, really ugly. I don't like cameras like with these, but nowadays feels like it's kind of cool. I'm kind of digging the look of it, whether it works or not. On my camera, it does work. I have not shot a single roll through it yet, so that's why I want to do it today. I'm gonna try to lower my risk by taking some pictures with the meter and some with a manual shutter speed. So now this is a Rollei Magic 1. It's not a Magic 2. So I only have 2 shutter speed, 1/30th and aka sync speed. You can use a flash with this thing or bulb. So during the day, I'm gonna try to 1/30th. It's kind of sucks because 1/30th, I really should shoot it with the camera on some kind of a surface. I don't think I can, I can be steady enough to hold on to a 1/30th of a second. The Rollei Magic 2, I was told, I have never played with one. They have the more manual shutter speed available, not just the 2 speed. But for whatever I need, I think it worked fine. I'm thinking I can use it for night photography with just use the bulb mode, or at the studio with the flash on, studio flash on. Yeah, so it's pretty neat. A few things I kind of some people hate, but I kind of like, is the fact that when you focus with this camera, you can't, as you know, when typical Rollei, this whole front standards move, okay? There's a bellow actually inside. You can't see it, but there is inside. So both front lens and the taking lens and the viewing lens move at the same plane, okay? That's a typical Rolleiflex camera, or Rollei Cord, or any of the twin lens reflex I know of. The majority of them are kind of copied from Rollei. It's like that. With a Rollei Magic, nothing moves here. It doesn't move. It just stuck here. So only thing is the lens, part of the lens, I think, is moving, because one of these wheels this wheel is for focusing. Actually, you can see that it turns your distance scale. And you notice there is no focusing knob on either side. It can be a good thing, actually, because it makes it easier going into the bag. Because I was thinking that, if you put in a bag or drop the camera, the first thing gonna hit, there are 2 things. One is on the knob, or it hit the standard. I've seen so many Rolleiflex that has, the front standard is off, need to be calibrated because somebody hit it when the lens is kind of extended. So that's the other thing. With my Rolleiflex, when I don't use it, I turn it to infinity, so it collapses all the way down. So if something happened to it, I'm trying to reduce the risk to getting it severely out of a line, right? So, because knowing that really with a regular Rolleiflex, even you're on infinity setting, there's still a little bit of a gap. It's not a completely flush against the body. There's like a tiny little bit gap. By the way, one of the things when you buy one of those cameras, one of the things I check at least, it's make sure these gaps are even, right, on both sides. So that means it's, at least likelihood is high for having the focusing mechanism not damaged. So what's interesting about the Magic is it uses a different kind of piece for connecting the strap. I left those at home because I don't have the strap. I just have the little metal piece that go in there, and this little spring stops it from sliding out, right? So if you want to take it out, you press it down and slide it out. You can tell this is a made in the 60s because the waist level finder with the viewing hood has a hinge here. You know, the older Rollei, you know, it can be a different design. This one is, you know, it reminds me like a Rollei 3.5F or 2.8F models. The only difference though is, so the viewfinder does come with a magnifier. It also allows you to remove it, which is good. You can put on a prism or something. I'm venture to guess, I have not tested that this hood will work with a 3.5F and 2.8F. The only thing this one doesn't have is on the 3.5 or 2.8F, it has a mirror inside, so you can lock your this piece down, so you can actually focus. There's another viewfinder here. You can look through the mirror and then go through it. In this case, it doesn't. You just only have a sports finder available. That's all you're gonna get is this. Anyways, but I think they both work. But if you find one of the, you know, your 3.5F or 2.8F with a viewfinder doesn't have, you know, the viewing piece for the eyepiece, that means the finder is probably from a Rollei Magic, not the one made for those cameras. I mean, it works fine. It's very solid. I you know, I have no problem with it. Loading wise, I can't show you today because I have a film in here. I have a roll of Kodak T-Max 400, one of my favorite films. But it's very similar to Rollei cord. This one does not, it's not like the Rolleiflex where they have two rollers to automatically detect the film. This one doesn't. It gives you two red dots. So you're supposed to put the arrow and line up the dots and then close the back and turn this until this one shows 1. As you can see that right now, I haven't turned it to 1 yet because I normally advance the film right before I'm ready to take the picture to keep my film more flat. Anyways, and then this wheel here is actually the aperture. I don't know if you can see this. This is the aperture you can choose, and the background, it's hard to see, but it's a light green color. So that means this camera right now is on bulb mode. So there's a little button here. You have to press it. You press this and turn this. It goes to A. A means automatic, right? So you just focus and shoot. And then both automatic shutter speed and aperture. And then on this side, you see it says a flash. This is 1/30th of a second sync speed. So what I'm thinking today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay in here. I'm not going to use a flash, but I'm just assuming this camera is a shutter speed priority mode all the time and see which aperture matches the 1/30th of a second shutter speed on the 400 speed film outside. So I'm assuming it's probably be somewhere around f16 or f22 during the day or something. We shall see, but I also want to do a little bit something indoor, so it might be like a 3.5 at 1/30th. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, it sucks about is, you know, it's 1/30th of a second. If it's like, you know, 1/100th of a second or even like 1/60, maybe I'll give myself a chance. I can handhold the camera, but I don't think that's gonna be smart to do. Anyways, so here's just a brief overview of the Rollei Magic. And then I bought the camera without the lens cap because the cap's probably worth as much as the camera. The camera, I only got it for, I think this whole camera is like $100. It features a Schneider, a Xenar, 75mm f3.5. It should be a good lens. One thing I really do like about this style, that where the thing doesn't go, you know, the front standard doesn't move, is the focus is a lot more lighter. You don't have to turn very hard. It just, you know, you can achieve more accurate focus maybe. I don't know, but if it's really smooth, you can see that when I turn this focus, both the lens are moving. Anyway, so that's all for today. Hopefully I can get some shots, and I hope you have a good day. Later for now.